One of the most uncomfortable experiences in my life was when I flew through the airport in Istanbul in Turkey. This was 7 years ago. And actually it was twice within about a 9-day period or so, flying to Israel and back. It was uncomfortable because it was just so foreign. I have done a fair amount of foreign travel in my life, but most of my travel has been in European or European type countries. So it's either in the United States or Canada or in Europe. And so being someone of European descent, it's kind of like home, sort of, At least there's signs and symbols and ways of doing things that are at least familiar. But I got to Istanbul and oh my gosh, it was just so crazy different. People that were coming from all parts of the world with all different skin colors and all different languages, and you had all sorts of different smells and things like that. And it was a very modern airport. I mean, it was beautiful, beautiful airport. But it was just very different, and it made me uncomfortable because of it. And I guess I say this to say, if you're uncomfortable being around people that are different from you, I get it. I've been there. And, I think it's just, frankly, it's a part of what it means to be human. We have habits. We have ways of doing things. We have our particular home and culture and homeland. And when we get out of that realm, it can make us feel a bit uncomfortable, especially, again, when you hear different languages and see different foods. And I remember the coffee there. Coffee was really good, but very different. I mean, Turkish coffee, really, really good, but really different. Kind of had a citrus that was put into it. I don't know if it was citron or orange or something like that, but it was kind of gritty, and you definitely wanted to put sugar in it. That's again, small difference, but I was out of my element, and I think what can help us in dealing with differences of that sort is, I guess, first to recognize that there are differences out there. Second, that the people that are different are still people. And they've had different life experiences and come from different places. Third, that there's goodness to be found elsewhere. Not one of us has a corner on goodness, and no culture has a corner on the goodness market, or on the badness market for that matter. There's always good to be found somewhere, and in some culture and among some people. There's always good to be found because we're human. Because we're good, because we've been made in the image and likeness of God. So kind of keeping in mind all those things. And also, I think, just a realization that sometimes it's okay to be uncomfortable. That's not a bad thing. When you have discomfort, oftentimes it can be a sign of growth. Our horizons, our boundaries are expanding out. Our awareness is expanding out. And that's not a bad thing. So, if you run into somebody who's different than you, and you're uncomfortable, that's okay. Just remember that discomfort does not necessarily make them, or you, the enemy. You all take care.